Now, we got to get to the interview here, Pikey Boy. Before we get to news that matters, we love this guy. This guy is very funny. I've been meaning to talk to him for a while. I haven't chatted with him in a very long time. But in the interview, we go over how he got COVID. It's a COVID. He had it. He's gotten over it. We talk about it. What was it like for him? The comedy scene right now. He's from Philadelphia, growing up in the opera. Oh, and by the way, smoking marijuana during COVID, a respiratory infection. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Max Barth. He's an hilarious comedian. Let's bring him in right now. Max Barth. Hi, Max. How are you, sir?
It's me. Hey, I'm good. How are you all doing?
I am so thankful that you're here. Yeah. I'm so thankful you're here. I feel like you dressed up for the occasion. Is this true?
Yeah, I went with like kind of a bolo, like a Western Santa thing. I just got this bullet. There's a real scorpion in there, huh?
Is there really?
Yeah, I survived COVID, so I treated myself to a little treat. My lucky bolo.
You know, when we first jumped on here, I thought you were wearing a tie. I was like, did Max wear a tie for this event? No, it's a scorpion bolo. That's amazing.
Scorpion bolo. Yeah.
It looks like it's kind of swimming. Is that thing still alive?
I wouldn't be surprised. I think it just makes it more powerful. It's a little bit of a Jurassic Park thing. Actually, maybe you could break it open and like pull a COVID vaccine out of the scorpion.
Yes. I love it. Yes. It's been frozen in nectar for, I don't know, 9 months, 12 months, however long it's been. Who knows?
I'm saving it for COVID-21.
Oh, yes. Well, dude, we got to talk because a lot has happened. I think the last time I talked to you, we were just talking real quick before jumping in here. It was like maybe 2018. And then, dude, nobody then, like, it's crazy to think 2018, the world was normal when it was really just, it felt like everything was going to shit then. But,
exactly.
But 2020 has really taken the cake, I know, for a lot of people. But you said that you had COVID. You've gotten over it now, but you had it.
As I told my girlfriend, I literally had COVID. That's like my excuse for anything now. It's like, well, yeah, but I had COVID. I can't wait for, so I was fortunate. It's a serious thing. I was fortunate to like have a mild case. So it's real. It does suck. I was just super tired for like a week. But luckily I don't think I passed it to anyone else or, it was wild, man. Like, all I did was listen to like the Everly Brothers and AC/DC for some reason. Like just sit around.
Rough.
Yeah, it was very
Those
strange.
Those are the best cases. You hear some people who just get, like you said, tired. They're like, I'm like, was it bad? They're like, well, I don't know. I just slept for 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, it doesn't sound bad. But again, mild case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was fortunate. Like, I didn't see any family around holidays and stuff. But I was saying, I can't wait to use it in an argument against someone. Like someone who's like anti-mask or something. Just be like, dude, bro, I didn't want to say it. I literally had it. I'm a survivor.
That's the trump card, dude. Survivor. That's it. Yeah. You throw that down. You know what I mean? Any Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon card, that would be it. That'd be the end of it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Magic the Gathering, but then I'm
going to use it just in life. Like next time they like, what do you mean this coupon expired? I had COVID, sir. Look at me.
I swear there are people who like are just.
Look at this.
There are people who are just desperately wanting to get it for that reason. I feel like they're going around licking shit just so they could say, like, just so y'all know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm one of the chosen ones.
Right. That's probably how I got it.
Do you know how you got it though? Was it just because some people do everything right, and I know that you're a believer, which is an insane thing to say. But I know that you probably were being cautious. Do you know how you got it? Did you get it from?
I mean, I think I got it from a friend who probably got it at at their work. But I at a certain point, it's like once you have it and you're isolating, it doesn't interest me that much. Like. I think I've been pretty safe. You know, I don't take, I bought like an electric scooter. That's been pretty fucking fun. I've just been like zipping around and stuff. So I haven't been doing public transport and all that. And I think I've been safe. I don't know. I mean, it sucks like actually getting COVID like 3 days before they approved the vaccine.
Ah, fuck.
That was a bit weird. Like, just under the wire to make it so far you know?
Yeah.
But again, I'm fortunate. Like some people have it, you know, I don't want to like minimize it. It sucks. Like I would not want to be, I'm 31. I wouldn't want to be like 40 or 50 and have it. And, you know, I feel like I'm pretty healthy.
No, absolutely. Let's go back to the scooter part. So did you buy the scooter so you didn't have to take mass transit? Because I know you're in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And so were you always taking mass transit before COVID?
Fair amount. Like it was an option, you know, it's like a cheap environmental way to do it. And like Philly's not bad. I like, you know, I like taking the train and stuff. But yeah, when the lockdown started and I was getting that CARES Act money, that scooter money, and you get like an electric scooter for not that much. And I got a giant red helmet because I'm 31. I don't have to impress anyone. I already have a girlfriend, so who cares? So I got a giant red helmet. I'm zipping around at like 15 miles per hour. People are asking me questions. They're like, hey, you know, I got a little bell, like a bike bell that I ding on it. I love like passing when cars like ride my ass and then I let them go by me and then I zip past them the next light and I hit the little bell, just give them like a dirty look.
That's incredible.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I want to get like flaming like racing stripes on it or something.
Sick.
Like it's Guy Fieri's scooter.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Save some pussy for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's why, well, I got the girlfriend. Then I revealed the scooter.
Perfect.
You did it backwards, my friend. You did it backwards, Max. If you only had just gotten the scooter first, you know?
Yeah.
How long does the charge?
Again,
I'm like curious about the scooter. Like, how long is the charge? I mean, is it all day? Is it like one of those like Lime?
It charges in like 3 hours. Yeah, it's like that basically. It's like I think it's Segway, but I think they were bought by someone else. But yeah, it charges in like 3 or 4 hours. I got like an extender battery. Like I got it to save money, but of course I'm a fucking idiot. It's like, by the way, is it okay if I curse? It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay,
Fuck,
cool.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Also, it better be okay because I literally had COVID. Yeah, you're gonna say I can't curse? I was on death's door. Okay, listening to the newest AC/DC album, which was surprisingly not bad.
Awesome. That's also a side effect of COVID. You need more AC/DC. All of a sudden, it's weird.
I just felt like rocking. Yeah, I was listening to like. I was listening to a lot of Rage Against the Machine, and I'll tell you, listening to Rage Against the Machine on your electric scooter is a total vibe.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You know?
Dude, I'm so
like, I won't do what you told me, and you're just like zipping across the city slowly. But you're zipping. It's awesome.
Are you ringing the bell for like the da-da-da?
Yeah. I'm the Tom Morello of electric scooter bells.
That's it, dude. That's it. We don't need the key. We'll zip down the street. Da-da-da.
Yeah.
I love it. Are you, by the way, I'm a huge Rage Against the Machine fan. Pike is a Rage Against the Machine fan. We both had tickets to go see the show, like the big, reunion shows that they announced here at the beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever buy tickets? Have you ever seen them? Are you a big fan or?
I actually had a good story. I saw them. Well, it starts. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see. I have a burn on my arm. There's like a scar here. Anyway, this is related. 10 years ago. No, more than that. Like 15 years ago, something like that. But I was working. I was like in high school. My friend's dad had like a business where he would do food carts at like festivals and stuff. So I went to see. It was called Rock the Bells. It was like mostly hip hop and stuff in New York.
Yeah.
And I'm working at this food thing. I burned myself on the fryer. The same day, I get to see Rage Against the Machine do like a sound check.
Oh.
And it was like just me. It was like just me, and I'm like 13 or 14. I have like my stupid cargo shorts. I'm just watching Rage.
Yeah.
And it's like a sound check. It's a sound check, but they're like really delivering. Like dudes like jumping around and stuff. Like it was really great. I saw them play like 4 or 5 songs just in this weird open field at like 4 p.m.
Yes. These are the stories
really
I live
cool,
for, Max. This is it. This is all I want.
Yeah. I'd love to go see them again. I don't know if they're going to like do anything else or what.
Well, they are. Pike, you're the one who said that they rescheduled, right?
Yeah, they did. And they switched all the dates around, which is a bastard because I had it for a Saturday in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which it was like perfect Saturday. They move it now to Monday, July 5th, the day after the 4th of July, which is like outside of Christmas Day.
Wow.
like the worst day to have a concert.
Are you suggesting that Rage Against the Machine doesn't have respect for the 4th of July?
Yeah,
Rage Against the Machine, yeah. They're not celebrating our most patriotic holiday in the year where our country can't agree to keep each other alive.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly what he's saying, Max. He's saying
it's all a message, man.
Oh, it's all a message. Oh.
Sorry, this Santa hat's burning me up. Oh.
You know what? It almost looks like a nightcap. You almost look like an Ebenezer Scrooge.
I know. It looked like a weird dark wig, and I was like, I want everyone to think I'm cool. The bolo after the electric Segway talk, I want everyone to know that I am also cool. This is a Lego dinosaur I put together when I had COVID. Look at that.
Oh,
it's like art from someone who had the plague. You know,
dude, it's really well done.
I'm sitting here, I'm listening to Dream by the Everly Brothers. Yeah, Dream. I'm putting this shit together. I have a fever. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know,
it was a fever dream. That's what it was. 2 weeks ago. Fever dreams, man. When you told me you had COVID, I was like, oh God, did you get a lot of people reach out? A lot of people were like, Max, I hope you're okay. A lot of that, or
yeah, I got a lot of. I think the term is engagement. I think I got a lot of good digital engagement. I got a lot of likes,
good,
a lot of retweets. It's been great for content. I did know, like you do realize people are. You're lucky to have like a group of people that check in on you.
Yeah,
and so. I can imagine how, and like, I don't have kids or anything, I can't imagine if you had to deal with all that stuff. Like, yeah, I was out of work, but like at the end of the day, like, I always had a place to stay and stuff. So, I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are nice about it.
Hibernate in your room? do you live with your girlfriend?
I don't, not right now, but, okay. I have a few roommates, but like, I pretty much just isolated.
Yeah.
And then about like 5 days into it, I wasn't having any breathing problems. So I was like, okay, well, I can smoke weed. I'm a doctor. I took algebra too. So then I started doing that, which is, it's one of those stories where...
what are you doing? Wait a minute. It's a respiratory affects your lungs. And you're like, I can't go 5 days, man. I got the Everly Brothers to play with Legos. I got to enhance this experience.
Yeah. I was smart. I won't defend it, but I did it.
Well, now I just read, and this could be fake. It was on the internet that they're just now scientists are trying to see if smoking marijuana actually like helps prevent COVID. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, let me look this up because I'm not totally spreading false shit.
This was written by a bunch of potheads that are like, hey man, Dr. Green Thumb says it's cool.
Have we tried this out?
Yeah, no, bro.
I probably made that up.
That's good misinformation. It definitely sounds like something that I would also say. So why not? I could see, I don't know, man. I got a PlayStation. What do you want from me? Like at some point, like you can only sit still for so long. And in a way, it's like at least I was only putting myself at risk, which I've been doing for, years now. So
very nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I got to ask you because I know you had a comedy show. You've put out comedy music. I love your comedy. I'm a big fan. If you don't know who Max Barth is, follow him on Twitter. Like I keep flashing on the screen, but if you're listening, follow Max on Twitter. You're a funny guy. You're one of these guys that's constantly funny, no matter what platform you're on or just chatting. You know what I mean? You're just a funny dude, which I always appreciate. But it's got to affect. 2020 has been the most. It's like an empty womb. It's like the saddest thing for comedy. It's like these empty clubs and all this kind of stuff. How you been dealing with that?
I basically, when lockdown started, I kind of switched just to writing stuff. I've just been writing like humor pieces and stuff. Just trying to keep ideas coming. Because what I found is that, something that might be a humor piece now, I could repurpose for stand-up. I kind of cannibalized a bunch of old stand-up I had into other pieces and stuff. But yeah, it's hitting the industry super hard. Like the place that I performed at regularly, I don't know what's going on there. Like, some clubs are doing outdoor stuff. Everyone's trying to figure out what's ethical, all this stuff. I kind of just said, for me personally, I'm like, I'm not really going to perform until there's a vaccine. And because I think if it's something that you want to do like for your whole life, like I do, it's like, yeah, having a year off sucks, but I want to do it for another 30 or 40 years. So
yeah.
But it's fine. 2020 is difficult. As you speak, I am literally waiting for antidepressants to arrive at my door. So
are you really? Yes.
Yeah.
Get those.
I literally have a tab. I literally have a tab up. If I have my glasses, you can see the reflection. It's a tracking number for my USPS thing. It's in transit in Philadelphia. I feel like if you ordered antidepressants, it should automatically be priority mail, but I'm biased.
Yes. Exactly. But, it's like the Grubhub is faster than your antidepressant medication. You're like, come on.
Yeah.
We need something more than the other one. Okay, we can get Thai food in a minute. I think that's priority right now.
I wish it came with Thai food. That'd be fucking awesome. Turmeric's good for inflammation. Everyone knows that, so that would be helpful too. But I'm good. I mean, it's just like it was a perfect storm. Like being out of work, not being able to perform, it being the winter all of a sudden. And luckily, I'm fortunate to be able to have access to that. So, so it should be good. Just take the edge off, chill out a little bit. I mean, look, I've got Legos and I'm wearing a bolo tie. Something's going on. Something's wrong. You'll like this.
Yeah.
I'll just do a little show and tell. This is my grandfather's World War II. I'm blocking his name. He was on the American side, but this is his World War II dog tag. And then I got next to it, I got my own dog tag made on a necklace. It says Max Barth, comedian, 5'11".
5'11".
And then when I wear that, I suit up.
Oh yeah,
I'm ready to roll.
I mean, that just shows you that you were a comedian in the trenches, my friend.
Exactly. Like, if something happens to me and they find these dog tags, they'll be like, "Wow, he was." Well, I wouldn't say he's a hero. He's a comedian, but he is also honest. Most people would have written 6 feet, and I said no. 5'11".
They would have been like, "Wow." He was related to a hero. That's the real special part. It's like, wow, his bloodline is capable of producing heroes, but it skips a generation.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's helpful, man. I started wearing this when I was on stage. It's hard to be like afraid of anything where you're like, dude, the guy that wore this was like 20 years old at D-Day and shit. I'm like 30 and I'm like afraid. I'm like, what if they don't get my bit about the scooter? It's like there's definitely a freedom from going through all this stuff and I definitely I have another show and tell item. I'll show you later though.
Well, I want to talk about that because I've always thought, and you guys both tell me if I'm completely full of horseshit on this one, but I've always thought that like your father was more manly than you, and his father was more manly than him, and his father was like a goddamn, you know what I mean, barbarian, basically. You know what I mean? It's like as we progress, it's like we are less capable of doing man shit. You know what I mean? Where now it's like the most manly thing I can do is I can fix the printer for my parents. You know what I mean? Like, calling in the big guns. Let me help you out with this one.
I can't fix a tire, but I'm the guy behind the guy fixing the tire, holding my iPhone flashlight up. Like, is this helpful with doing anything? And my dad was a professional opera singer, so that's like a weird, different kind of manliness thing. So now I'm like a comedian, which is somehow more and less manly than that.
Was he singing in like a theater? Was he like over in Europe? I feel like
he was like a straight up. I mean, I admire. I mean, he did it. He pulled it off. I mean, he did it professionally, and I never missed a meal, so he was pretty successful. And
nice.
So I've actually just started doing some material about it. I found some like old videos and stuff. So I've been like showing material or showing like home movies, and then I'll talk about it. And but yeah, I know what you mean with the generations. I mean, like. But I think the thing is, it gets less and less manly until someone is so manly that they like mess up an artsy kid, and then you flip back. Like, I think I'm the guy that was like a sensitive kid, and my dad was to that like toxic man thing, and now I've kind of subverted it and turned it into what I like to think is manly. But again, I've Legos on my desk. So,
yeah. But it all comes in like, I'm just talking about traditional manliness. So, I mean, obviously,
yes.
you know, as like I'm a father, I have 2 kids. And so as you become a father, there's something like, it's almost like silverback gorilla-esque where you just start going like, hey, put that down. You start sounding like your parent, you know what I mean? You're whoever raised you. And it's kind of weird. I still, you know what I mean? Now I'm like, I find myself looking at like Handyman magazine, like, oh, that's how you frame a wall. Oh, okay. I can put new windows in if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden I care about high school sports and I'm like looking out, you know, looking at different gutters. But I didn't do that until it's like weird. It's like a switch, I think. I don't know. It's kind of strange.
I think it's an age thing too. I mean, I don't have kids. I'm sure that is a huge factor of it, but like, I was looking up a bunch of stuff about Carson Wentz the other day and like reading all these articles on like the NFL.com. And I'm like, I've never been this guy, but I'm genuinely interested now. Like, I don't know. There's something weird about as you get older. I think it's just, that stuff is so marketed towards men too, that it's just easier to grab onto it. Like it's successful, even if you don't think it is.
Yeah. 100%. You know? Pike, how do you feel about your manliness compared to your dad? Because Pike
I'm not. It's so far off. It's just freakishly far off because he tried, man. Like it's not that he didn't try to get us under a hood of a car, but we just rejected it. So now, yeah, my brother and I, it's like if we have kids, it's scary to think that they might be bigger pussies than we are. I mean, because it's not the least bit manly over here. I don't know if you could tell. I'm wearing like a Miami Vice button up here.
I love your button up today. This is the most dressed up you've been on the show ever. Is this what happens when we catch you? Like not at 8 a.m.? I feel like
that's
I'm
the problem.
Yeah. You got Max wearing scorpions around his neck. You look like you just got done clubbing with James Harden, apparently, who was in strip clubs. I was just reading about that. And I'm in here. I'm in like an Old Navy sweatshirt that's 5 years old, you know?
It's normcore. Just say it's normcore.
It's normcore?
Yeah, I think that's a term for if you wear normal clothes, but like it's your hip.
Normcore.
I swear, I think it's a thing. Normcore. Yeah, like basically, if you dress like the kids I was in the special speech class with in middle school, then you're normcore now. It's like hip.
Sweet. Huh. Is that like khakis and like Dockers and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you wear like a Gap t-shirt and like khakis, and it's weird. All that stuff's turning. Like I definitely the last few years, probably since I've talked to you, Matt, like I finally turned the page where it's like I'm definitely not the youngest person in any room anymore. You know, like suddenly there's this whole generation of people that are 3 years younger than me, and I still have no fucking idea what they're talking about. It's just like, I don't know. It's a weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So I'm 35. Pike, you're 30, 30?
30, yeah.
30. And then Max, how old are you? You said you're what?
31.
So 31. Okay. So even between like just conversations I have with Pike every day, and then now talking with you, I feel like the oldest motherfucker on earth. Like I cannot keep up. I seriously. And there's, you know, what's funny? It's like, I totally understand when I'm talking about fixing the printer with my parents, there's now things that I'm throwing the towel in already on like digitally, like TikTok. I'm like, I don't have time. I'm not doing another one. Like, go fuck yourself, TikTok. I don't have time for this. I physically don't have time for it. So throw it in the towel. I don't care about it. I'm not even trying to learn things anymore.
Yeah. I think you have to actively fight. Like, I feel the same way with TikTok. I'm about to make one, but it took me a while to accept that I'm going to have to. And I'm sure it'll be fun, but it's like, yeah, and it's so funny too that you feel like the oldest person. You're like, if you break years into days, it's like, dude, you're like 1,000 days older than me. You know, it's like not that big of a deal.
Right. Sure.
Like, what can you really learn in 1,000? Like a little bit. You can read some books and stuff, but like it's 1,000 days. You know?
Yeah. But I feel like there's dude. Like I remember last time I went to the dentist. Okay, and this was in August. I went to the dentist in August. And the dental hygienist, it never happened to me before in my life, but the dental hygienist, I swear to God, was hitting on me the whole time, right? And I couldn't even like,
what?
Yeah, dude. She had like a face shield on and like, you know, this whole thing. All I could see was her eyes, you know what I mean? Because
exactly your type.
But she was, I swear, I was picking up vibes of getting hit on. She kept like giggling and she kept like running into door frames, like walking in and out for the x-rays and stuff. And she's like, oh, geez, oh boy, oh, and doing all this stuff. And like, I'm married, but it was very nice to be hit on. I was like, this never happens. This is weird. I don't know what's going on, right? And then she made a SpongeBob SquarePants reference. I was like, oh, she's too young. She's like super young. Like now it's creeping me out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now it's like, ugh. Even though that show is like 20 some years old.
Oh yeah.
That's a real cutoff point. Like, I feel like I'm right at the end where like, I remember watching that show, but like my girlfriend's a few years younger than me and she knows way more about SpongeBob than I do. Right?
Exactly.
There's something weird about, yeah. But yeah, I actually had a good dentist story. So I went in recently after I had COVID, obviously I was negative, but they took x-rays and it's like a dental student because it's cheaper. So he takes x-rays and like I hear he presses the button and the thing's like right in my head, right? Pointing right at me to shoot the x-rays at me. And I look over and hanging on the wall is the lead vest they're supposed to put on you. and it's like, this is like deep into 2020, so I'm like, well, at this point, fuck it, right? That's fine. So I and the guy's name was like Mark or something. So I was like, Mark, isn't that supposed to like go on me while you take the X-ray? And I swear to God, he looked at me and just goes, "Oh yeah, my bad." So like, that's pretty cool. That's where we're at, where it's just like, yeah, oh, sorry, I just shot you with a bunch of X-rays. Oops. Like, and he's gonna graduate. He's gonna be a dentist. Like, he's gonna go out in the world after committing what is basically chemical warfare. I probably could sue the shit out of them. I won't, but it's like, it was just so funny, like that moment where I looked over and saw it hanging there.
That's so funny.
Wild, man.
You went to the barber college to get your teeth done. Like, that's so fun.
Yeah.
So funny, man.
Yeah, someone was doing like a catch me if you can thing.
Right.
Pretending.
Yeah, he's in your mouth. He's like, well, your bangs look good. Not too sure about your sideburns. Wait, don't you mean? I mean, molars. Ah.
Yeah. I'm learning so much. Yeah.
I got a little bit of a dentist story too. And Pike, this was when I was living in Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay.
And
big dentist city.
Big, huge dentist cities. Exactly. So, I was going to this dentist and I found I had like a cavity on my very last tooth. Okay. In between like the last way back molar. And I went to one dentist. He's like, oh, you're going to need a crown. That's going to be $1,000. And I was like, well, goodbye. You know, time to go find another one.
You could get like an actual crown for $1,000.
That's a great point. Great point. And
arguably look a lot better.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And then, so I went to this dentist and it was on like 32nd Avenue Pike. Okay. So, or maybe 13th, whatever. What's the main drag there in Fargo? I was on there. So it wasn't like in the shady part. Is it 13th Avenue? Is that what it is? 13th?
Well, they both are. Either of those streets would work.
All right. So I was on like the main drag in the middle. It was like I was next to a Panera and like a place that sells you mattresses. I was like, okay, it's a dentist's office. You know what I mean? It's not in like some shady part of the city. So I go in there and the guy, first of all, there was no walls separating you from the other dental patients. It was like just one big room and like a barber shop. There was just chairs. You know what I mean? And you're like, okay, this is kind of strange. So it was like a symphony of drills when you walked in. All you hear is like just drilling going on. Horrific. And so he takes me back. He looks, he's like, oh yeah, we can put a filling on that thing. No problem. I'm like, really? We don't need a crown? He's like, nah, you're fine. I'm like, all right. So I go in there. I get my tooth drilled. I put the cavity on. I can't afford even just the payment for the filling. And so I pay half. And then when I go to pay the other half for the filling, I go back There is first of all the lights are off. The thing is shut down. There's police tape around the building. It was sealed.
Whoa.
It had been raided by the FBI.
What?
That's amazing.
Like,
What
they
for?
were-
Did you find out?
It was like money laundering, or I tried finding out, but I didn't follow it after it went to court. They shut down the whole business. It got raided by the FBI, and I didn't have to pay for the rest of my filling. Like, I was like, oh, well.
Oh, that's huge.
Yes,
That's amazing.
Half off, you know?
I wish the
I
FBI
thought I was
would raid. I was
Okay.
gonna say, I wish the FBI would raid my student's house after my fiasco. I want them to kick his door down, and then he'll be like, "Oh, what's wrong with the door?" And they'll be like, "My bad." And he'll be like, "What? I don't remember that."
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Max sends his regards."
Right. And the cops will arrest him, and he'll be like, hey, aren't you supposed to put handcuffs on me? And they're like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm the only one that gives a shit anymore. Yeah.
What were you going to say, Pike?
No, I tried. You got away with that. I tried waiting out. Like, I had a late movie rental back when you could rent movies.
Yeah.
And I just knew like that this store had to fucking close any time now. So I just waited it out, and they did close. And years later, I would find my credit was destroyed because they did actually still want the money back, and they would report it to a credit. Yeah. So I didn't get away with it like you did.
So hold on a minute. So, okay, Jesus Christ. So your credit got destroyed because you didn't return a videotape?
Yeah, Home Alone 2 specifically. Went to collections, and like I'm early 20s, so I'm moving every fucking 9 months, so the mail can't find me. It's going to every house I've previously lived in, never because I'm not switching my address to the post service either. So never got any calls, never letters. If I did, I just ignored them because why not? And yeah, found out my credit, tried to like rent an apartment or something. They're like, no, asshole, your credit starts with a 4. See you later.
Ironically, yeah, you couldn't be Home Alone. No home for you. I was like, it's just like a DVD of Home Alone. Seriously, they're like calling you across the country trying to get that. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man.
My college wouldn't. I rented a DVD from my college of Adaptation, with Nick Cage.
That's top 5 movie of mine.
Amazing movie. In like
Yes!
2010, I rented it from them on DVD, and I tried to get my what's it called? My transcript. Because every 6 months I freak out and I'm like, maybe I should try to learn a skill. So I tried to get my transcript from the college, and they wouldn't give it to me because I owed them money for this DVD. That they don't even have DVDs anymore.
What is going on?
I had to write them a check for like $100 for this DVD. It's fucking insane.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Brutal.
Dude, I got to meet Nicolas Cage. This is like my one celebrity story I have, but I got to meet Nicolas Cage backstage at a concert. He was there, and I had like I had a friends and family pass for Guns N' Roses, right? And I was back there.
Shit.
Yeah, it was like, wow, Guns N' Roses, friends and family. This is nuts, right? So, and this is in Vegas because Nick Cage lives in Vegas. So I'm there, and Pike, you've heard the story before, but I'm there backstage, and in walks Nicolas Cage and, oh, God, who's the dude from The Pianist? Why am I forgetting his name? Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody, yeah.
Yeah, Adrian Brody, Nicolas Cage, and like 3 Estonian supermodels, because they were like, 7 feet tall, and they all walk in together. It was like 115 degrees outside, and Nick Cage walks in with a leather trench coat and a cowboy hat. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy.
Why not?
This is amazing. This is exactly what I wanted. This is the Nick Cage I've been dreaming about.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, no one else is talking to this dude. This is my one and only shot. So I walk up to Nick Cage, and I was like, hey, man, I know I'm not supposed to probably be talking to you, but I got to say. And he's like, yeah, okay, what? Yeah, all right. He's kind of annoyed. And I'm like, I just want to let you know that Adaptation is one of my favorite movies of all time. And the look on his face, it's like I just told him I think his child is beautiful. You know what I mean? Like a thing, like he looks up like, oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I was like, yes.
Oh, that's great.
It's amazing. And he probably gets, Face Off and Con Air and I don't know, The Rock or whatever, but I think he's proud of adaptation. I think he really enjoys that one.
Wow. That's cool. I'm glad that's how that ended instead of him being like, fuck you, get out of my face.
No, it's
that movie was shit.
I would have said the same, but I would have substituted Ghost Rider 2. Surprisingly good movie. Way lower budget, but looks a lot better than the first one. They shot it in Russia. I don't know why I know this.
Jesus, how much do you know about Ghost Rider 2?
Ghost Rider 2. You know, Nick Cage claimed in the first Ghost Rider movie that he was inspired by a pet octopus or something that he has. Like his acting style was inspired by that. In the first Ghost Rider movie, he's eating jelly beans, and he said that was his own artistic decision for the character.
Did you? Wait a minute. Did you watch the director commentary of Ghost Rider?
I genuinely don't know why I know that, but I would bet my entire life that that's true. I got a lot of free time.
Oh my God. You're an amazing man, Max. You're an amazing man. Let me just say that, dude.
Yeah, not by choice, but thank you.
So your dad is an opera singer. What about your mom? What does she do? Is she, because your dad's chasing his dream, obviously, you know, singing.
Yeah, well, they met. She was a choreographer and like a stage actress, and they met doing some musical or something, and then like she ended up like raising us basically while he was working.
Got it. And how many is us? How many brothers and sisters do you have?
There's just two. I have a sister, and just me. Yeah.
Got it.
So did you get the voice too? Because go ahead. I think I'm working on like a delay here. It's just a train wreck every time I try to talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Pike.
No, you go.
I do have a half brother. I have a little brother as well. My dad remarried, so I have a little brother. It's great because the little kid, like, he's like 20 years younger than me. So if I am out with him, people think it's my kid.
Oh, wow.
So I just look like an amazing young dad instead of like a piece of shit comedian. And my brother is bilingual. He speaks German and English. I only speak English. So I do this bit where I tell him to suddenly start speaking German when we're out in public, and then I act like he's a prodigy. It's like, where did you learn this? And he's speaking like fluent German. I'm like, my son is a genius. He taught himself. And everyone's looking because if someone's yelling in German, you look. It's just sort of ingrained in society at this point.
Definitely. Yeah. It's not like a under the radar language.
Yeah. It's definitely not. If you hear anyone even shout in German, that's a head turner. That's a head turner language. There are a lot of languages. If they yell, you're like, well, that's fine. That's normal.
Right. Yeah.
But,
yeah. Whispering in German sounds like you're plotting something. You know what I mean? It immediately sounds like something's going down here pretty soon. You better watch out. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if Werner Herzog didn't have a German accent, it would not be nearly as interesting and beguiling. Like his films would probably be worse. You know, if he was just some guy that was like, yeah, you know, like whatever, some quote he said, you know, darkness is the soul that inside of every man. You just some weird guy saying that. But when he's like, darkness is the soul of every man, you know, you're like, oh, well, he might be right.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, right. That's exactly
Sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wow. Well, it sounds like you've had an interesting childhood, man. It really, I mean, compared to mine seems awful normal compared to yours.
Well, there's definitely trade-offs, right? Like I was exposed to some stuff, but also not exposed to other normal stuff. So it's like, yeah, I saw some operas when I was a kid, but I didn't give a shit at all. Like I wasn't old enough to appreciate it.
Yeah.
I literally remember playing Super Nintendo like backstage at some opera instead of watching it. I was playing a Mario game on my computer. I was like, I'm not going to watch this like 400-year-old thing that took hundreds of people and 3 months to put together. I'm going to play Mario. Which I guess is fine too.
Yeah. Well, that's kid logic. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Yeah.
All the time. And then, you know, kids grow out of things left and right. I always find myself telling my son, you know, I'm like, look, a big truck, you know? And he's like, cool. I was like, okay, trucks are done. We're done with trucks. Moving on. You know what I mean? He was really excited about trucks last week. And now I'm excited because I'm going to make him excited. Yeah. And I'll be like, can't wait to show him this giant truck. And then now he's like,
yeah.
All right, sweet. Yeah, move on. You know?
Now you're the asshole for bringing it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, don't talk about trucks. Jesus Christ. That was last week.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up dude. But the thing is, you're like cool normcore dad. Don't forget that.
That's right. I'm going to tell him that. Be like, look, I'm cool normcore because that's who I am.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If you hold on to your style long enough, it goes through like, if you just stop changing your clothes when you're 20, it'll be lame in like 10 years and then it'll be cool as hell in 10 years. You just got to stick to what you do and let the culture move around you. You know, like, is this ever going to be cool? Maybe not, but maybe in 15 years.
Dude, I mean, come on, that's already pretty cool. I mean, I can feel like
I think
it's fashionable. Yeah. I think right now it went from like Willie Nelson type humans wearing that to now it's like, now you see like Migos wear that. You know what I mean? Like on the red carpet, it's like it's gone.
Yeah,
through
I mean,
the whole...
in many ways, I get compared to Migos. So, a lot of people see me do stand up, and they're like, "Let me guess, you're a fan of Migos?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like Migos and Robin Williams. Those are my influences."
Max, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great to catch up.
Yeah, really great to catch up. Are you, I look, I know the pandemic is still going on, but hopefully we all get vaccinated here pretty soon. Do you have any plans, anything that you're planning on doing in 2021, maybe down the road, or do you have anything on the docket that you're thinking of doing, or you want to plug, you want to promote?
It's tough because stuff gets rescheduled. There might, yeah, I don't have anything specific date-wise right now. But if you follow me on Twitter, I'm always sending out, I'm writing a lot of stuff. I've got a piece that's going to be published in a few weeks. So come check that out. I think I've written like 80 something little comedy pieces. You know, they're all like a 1 or 2 minute read, but really, it was funny. I got a degree in writing, and 10 years later, I was like, maybe I should try to write. So I've been doing that. And, yeah, and follow, I'm on Twitter, and you can go there and like see my stand up and all that stuff. And I record music in a band called Jackson Moe, MOE. So we're on Spotify. We actually put out a new album at the beginning of the lockdown called Lockdown and Loaded, and that's got some new songs on it. And like we do it right, man. Like, because I think with musical comedy, like funny is one thing, but it's got to sound like legit good. So we try to make like some really good stuff. And but yeah, people can follow me on that. That'd be great.
Awesome. All right.
Remember, I had COVID. Thank you.
All right. I'm telling you, you're going to absolutely love following Max on Twitter. He is Max Barth. There it is. I'll throw it up one more time. He is Max Barth on Twitter. A great follow. And it's just a good dude, man. I hope you get your antidepressants. Track those sons of bitches. And I hope you remain healthy, because I want to have you on the show again, man. Pike and I, we're stoked to have you on. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Pike.